Hi, I'm Logan Tochi. I'm a college student. I'm the one making this piece. Well, I'm making this on Orazio Tochi, who was my grandfather, and for the rest of this I'm just going to say Poppy for convenience. I'm doing this on him being an art teacher, right? Because I've always hear stories about how good of an art teacher he was, and I didn't really know much about that because he died when I was around 3rd grade. I was in 3rd grade when my Poppy died. He's made a few pieces for me that I can show, and there's his chess collection where he made wood carvings out of, how do I explain it? He made wood carving portraits out of what he viewed the chess pieces as. So I remember the pawn and king one. I think he was working on the knight when he passed. But really, I'll save his art stuff for the other interviews, because I mainly want to talk about what he was like in my life, since I didn't really have a father figure. So he was kind of my father figure. I remember we always played board games all the time, mainly Monopoly and Clue. I have the Clue here. The Monopoly my nanny has kept. Again, I have his version of Monopoly here. It's so old it still has Mrs. White in it, which she got replaced with I don't know, Professor Plum or something. He was a very sore loser, which is why only me and my cousin were the only ones that played board games or cards with him anymore at that point, because he chased everyone off at that point of playing cards with him. When he would lose a card in their set of Monopoly, he would just draw the card back. He always did all his work in the basement. It's kind of run down now because no one really goes down there anymore other than to do laundry, at my nanny's house, but his workshop is still there. It's just kind of cluttered. I remember he made this a bowling lane. It's got a bunch of shit on it now, and I don't think it works much anymore, but it was a functioning bowling lane, skee ball bowling, and the pins would go up and they would magnetically attach back down. It was really, I remember messing with that a lot. It was fun. I was thinking while I was preparing for this interview, why do I want to do this? Well, one, it's a little easier. He's a family member. I know him. Well, I knew him, so that makes it a little easier. But two, this is probably the more important one, is that whenever I search him online, all I find is his obituary picture. I see none of his art, even though it's been at Munson exhibits. It was just at Munson shows. I don't think it was ever actually in Munson, just it was at shows, but it was still at shows. I never see I can't find any of his art online. That kind of saddens me. So I thought I'd try to do something about that, make something. I don't think this little project will do that, but I might upload his pictures that I get from this, because I think people should see his art.
I am Bianca Tochi, Logan Tochi's mother, and daughter of Orazio Tochi.
What do you know of your father's art teaching?
Okay, well, a lot. First of all, there's a big piece behind me. Those are, he used to do these prints with ink, wood prints, and then he would destroy the block so that they couldn't be copied. That was later in life he did those. He was an art teacher pretty much when he got out of college, I guess, and then he ended up in Utica, and he taught here for 34 years, winding up at Proctor. I was an art teacher for a little while, and he actually made me a little art manual with different projects and stuff. So cute. Yeah, spirograph. And growing up, we always did art. He'd always have scratch art around and stuff, so we grew up just kind of artsy, so it was good. And then when he passed, I actually got a tattoo of his artwork. I got this piece. Hold on there. He gave that to me on my birthday, and the tattoo artist actually had to make it a little bigger because the detail was so fine he couldn't get it all in. But look at, he drew little, his instructions, and there's a picture of his hand pointing to something. It's just so stinking cute. And he didn't like drawing hands. He said hands were really hard. Straw, this was a good one, especially with little kids. Straw painting. You take like some watercolor paints or tempera paints or whatever, tempera, and water them down, and you give them drops. Put the drops on the paper, and then they blow them with the straws. And they love it because it makes all kinds of twirly designs, and it kept them quiet because they were blowing with the straws. So that one was genius. Genius. So yeah, that was a favorite. Oh my God. Sometimes I would like to get this, see if I could get this published. He did this one with stencils, and he put a little pocket here, and he made little stencils there, and showed you how to do it. Like, there's a stem there, and there's a circle, some petals. So yeah, you could do little, and that looks like it's a oil pastel. Yeah, you made a little pocket. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you took a piece of JCPenney catalog to do that. Fantastic. I say there's some kites there. Oh, this was good too. Is this string? Or it says linear design in a circle. Oh yeah, you don't even need a string. This is kind of the drawing version of string art. So you start a circle, and then you made dots that were equidistant apart, and then you just count and connect the lines. So different, like, counting. That was a good, easy one. One I always did, and I know it's in here somewhere, or he might have just shown me too, was the name totem, where you take a piece of paper, fold it, and write your name in like oil pastel, fold the paper in half, rub it so it transfers to the other side, copy it, and it kind of looks like a totem pole, and then you decorate it with eyeballs and stuff. That was always a good, hey, welcome, let's all meet each other. Ooh, let's do something with our names. You could do just wavy lines on paper. That was another good one. Just lines everywhere, squiggle lines, and then you do your name or whatever word in regular writing or blocks. And then each piece you would draw a different pattern or color, different color. I made something with you that says Logan, but it's different color. So kind of like stained glass. Yeah, grew up with art. Now I love art.
I'm Mary Tochi. I am Logan's grandmother.
What was Orazio Tochi to you?
He was my husband for 48 years until he passed. He was a magnificent art teacher. The students loved him. He was very mild-mannered, very fair, very stern with his work, but he never raised his voice. He was a good teacher. He didn't talk much about it. He would laugh about some of the students that really thought they could get away with stuff, but they didn't. And he would laugh about that. And he taught ceramics. He could not throw a pot to save his life, but he taught his students how to do it, and they did well. But he would laugh about, I can't do it, but they can. And that was that, about talking about the student. And they behaved for him. They never got out of hand. No, he was a good person in the classroom and out.
Anything else you think should be worth mentioning?
About him?
Yeah, about him, about
his book. It is housed in the Library of Congress. It was his whole book. It was on Kafka. It was dedicated to Kafka's Dragon, which was a poem that he had read and was very, very affected by it. This is the copy of the one. This was not the final. So pages are not connected, but the work is all there. He was big ski patroller.
all right.
Fantastic skier. He really was good. He was also for 12 years the volunteer chairman of the board for multiple sclerosis. Raised thousands of dollars for MS. Yep, but never wanted any proclamation for doing it, just did it quietly. He was very humble. He didn't like to be lauded for anything. He did it quietly. He was very humble.